In 2004, off the coast of California, U.S. Navy pilots encountered something impossible. A craft shaped like a tic-tac, smooth, white, with no wings, no engines, and no exhaust. It dropped from 80,000 feet to sea level in less than a second. The Pentagon tried to bury the report. But now, declassified files tell a very different story. This is not a blurry photo from a backyard skywatcher. This is one of the most credible UFO cases in history, confirmed by decorated Navy pilots, advanced radar systems, and infrared targeting cameras. For years, the Pentagon downplayed what happened. But when the truth leaked, even they had to admit, this was real and unexplained. Let's rewind to November 2004. The USS Nimitz Carrier Strike Group was conducting training exercises about 100 miles off the coast of Southern California. Among the ships was the USS Princeton, a guided missile cruiser equipped with one of the most advanced radar systems in the world at the time, the Spy-1 radar. Operators on the Princeton began noticing unusual contacts. Objects appeared at 80,000 feet, dropped to 20,000 feet, then vanished. These weren't random blips. They were consistent, tracked for days, moving in ways no known aircraft could. And it wasn't just one. Multiple unknowns appeared, disappeared, and reappeared across the radar scope. At first, the radar crew thought their system might be malfunctioning. But after recalibrating multiple times, the contacts kept coming back. The Navy knew they had to investigate. On November 14th, two FA-18 Super Hornets were redirected to intercept the unknown targets. Commander David Fravor and Lieutenant Commander Alex Dietrich were the pilots. Both highly experienced, both trained to identify and engage aircraft under any condition. What they saw next defied their understanding of flight. As the jets approached the area, they noticed turbulence on the ocean's surface white water, as if something was disturbing the waves below. Hovering just above the disturbance was an object. It was shaped like a white capsule, roughly the size of a commercial plane. Smooth, no markings, no wings, no exhaust. It didn't look like anything they had ever seen. Fravor began a descent toward the object. To his shock, the tic-tac turned to face him, mimicking his movements. When Fravor tried to close in, the object suddenly accelerated. In less than a second, it was gone. Back on the Princeton, radar operators were stunned. The object had reappeared 60 miles away, and it did so in less than a minute. That speed is physically impossible with current technology. To cover 60 miles in under 60 seconds, the craft would need to move at several times the speed of sound. And yet, there was no sonic boom. Later, another fighter jet attempted to track the object using its onboard targeting system. That's when the famous infrared video was captured, known today as the FLIR-1 footage. On the video, the object can be seen locked on infrared, darting left and right, hovering and rotating. The pilots' voices can be heard. "Look at that thing! It's rotating!" This wasn't a glitch. The system locked on the craft, which displayed no visible means of propulsion. No heat plume, no exhaust, nothing that explained its movement. The Navy collected reports from the pilots and radar crew, but officially, the incident went nowhere. Files were written, stored, and then forgotten. Or so it seemed. Years later, through the Freedom of Information Act and leaks from inside the Department of Defense, details resurfaced. Declassified memos confirmed. The craft demonstrated flight characteristics far beyond any known human technology. Acceleration was measured at rates that would kill a human pilot. Direction changes that would tear any conventional aircraft apart. And the ability to drop from the edge of space to the ocean in less than a second defied the laws of physics as we know them. One section of the files described the object as capable of instantaneous velocity changes with no observable inertia. That's not something drones, jets, or missiles can do. Even more disturbing was the radar data. These objects hadn't just appeared on the day of Fravor's intercept. They'd been tracked for almost 2 weeks prior appearing, vanishing, and reappearing in training zones, seemingly at will. So why didn't the Pentagon reveal this sooner? For years, the official position was silence. Pilots who reported the encounter were discouraged from speaking out. The files remained buried. Then, in 2017, the New York Times published a bombshell article. It revealed not only the existence of the FLIR 1 video, but also the Pentagon's secret program to investigate unidentified aerial phenomena known as ATIP, the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. Suddenly, the Tic-Tac encounter was national news. The Pentagon, under pressure, admitted the videos were authentic. They weren't weather balloons. They weren't birds. They were real, unidentified craft. Commander Fravor himself went on record. "I can tell you, I think it was not from this world. I'm not crazy, haven't been drinking. It was, after 18 years of flying, the strangest, most interesting thing I've ever seen in my life." Think about that. A decorated Navy commander with decades of experience. Not a conspiracy theorist. Not a random civilian. And he is absolutely convinced the Tic-Tac was not man-made. Skeptics argue it might have been a classified U.S. black project. But ask yourself, would the military risk revealing its most advanced technology to its own fleet without warning, without control, and in a way that endangered billion-dollar assets? That doesn't make sense. Others suggest it was foreign tech, perhaps from China or Russia. But in 2004, neither nation possessed anything close to this capability. Even today, nearly 2 decades later, nothing in the public record comes near these performance levels. So what was it? The files remain deliberately vague. Entire sections are redacted, black lines covering critical details. But what we can read is chilling. The craft outperformed the laws of physics as we understand them. It could accelerate at over 100 Gs. For comparison, modern fighter pilots black out at around 9 Gs. No human could survive the forces the Tic-Tac endured. Yet it moved effortlessly, without heat, without wings, without sound. And this wasn't an isolated event. In the years since, other Navy encounters have surfaced. The 2015 Gimbal and Go Fast videos show similar unidentified craft, captured by the USS Roosevelt's strike group. Different time, different place, but eerily similar behavior. Together, these cases form a pattern. Unknown craft operating in restricted military airspace, defying physics, observed by trained pilots and advanced sensor systems, and ignored until leaks forced the truth into the open. Even today, the Pentagon refuses to fully explain the Tic-Tac incident. They admit the encounter happened. They admit the videos are real, but they do not say what the craft was. They can't, because they don't know or don't want us to know. So what are we left with? A craft that appeared on advanced radar for weeks, was visually confirmed by multiple Navy pilots, was recorded on infrared targeting systems, demonstrated physics-breaking performance. That combination makes the Tic-Tac one of the strongest UFO cases ever. Not just a story, not just a sighting, but a documented event with physical evidence, multiple witnesses, and official files. And yet, most of the files remain locked away, classified, redacted, hidden. Why? Is it national security? Or is it something bigger? If it's foreign technology, it means another nation has leaped decades ahead of us. If it's ours, it means the U.S. military is hiding capabilities that change the entire nature of flight. And if it's neither, then the implications are something humanity has never faced before. As Commander Fravor said, it was not from this world. And those words should make all of us stop and think. The Pentagon Tic Tac report is proof that something is operating in our skies, something beyond our understanding, something they didn't want released. And yet, here we are. The files are out, the videos are real, and the questions remain unanswered. Subscribe to Hidden UFO Files for more declassified cases, because the Tic Tac was just one encounter, and there are many more files they tried to keep buried.